Okay, so we're gonna talk about the 5 top questions that you're gonna get during your interview, I guarantee it. Number 1 question you're gonna get, everybody gets it, no matter what, tell me a little bit about yourself. This is your elevator pitch. This is your 30 seconds to a minute, why you're here, something special about yourself. You're trying to stay away from stuff that's on your resume that they should already know about you. You wanna tell them your why pretty quickly. The number 2 question you're gonna get is, why do you want to work here? This is a little bit different than why are you qualified for the job, right? This is, tell me that you have done research on this company. Show me that you think this job is actually a good fit for you. Tell me something that you're passionate about that relates to this job, right? They wanna know that you've actually given some thought and this isn't just one of 1,000 interviews that you're just going to just to get a job. They wanna know that this is an important job to you for some reason. Okay, question number 3 is very similar to the last one, but slightly different, right? This one's gonna be, tell me why you are the best fit for this position. So this is not necessarily why you want the job, it's why you are the best for the job. Now this is where you could really showcase some of your experience, whether it's on your resume or not, where you can dive a little bit more into depth of your technical skills if you want. You can talk about really anything that relates to this job position and how you might be better than the next candidate. Right? This is where you need to sell yourself. You're selling yourself throughout the whole interview, but this is the time when they're asking you, what is awesome about you? No limits, right? Like you can tell them why you are the best one without feeling like you're bragging, because that's exactly what they're asking for. So really use this question to showcase some of your best skills and why you are, in fact, best for this job. So the number 4 question you are probably going to get, and this one comes in all shapes and sizes, right? But tell me about a time when you had a conflict with X, right? With your manager, with a coworker. Tell me about a time when, there was miscommunication and it caused some sort of argument, something to this regard, right? They want to know that you know how to work on a team, you know how to deal with conflict when it arises, because let's face it, conflict will always arise when you're working with other people. We're not all best friends, but we work together, right? And we need to know how to work together. And that's what the boss wants to find out when they're asking you this question. So the core of it is gonna be, I know how to communicate with others. Do that in some way, shape, or form, right? But they're gonna say, how have you dealt with some sort of disagreement, argument, conflict? And you need to tell them how you recognized the situation and diffused it and how you came out better in the other end. Finally, the 5th question that you're definitely going to get asked at the interview is going to be close to the end, if not the last question they ask you, and that is, do you have any questions for me? Now, this is a really important question, and you don't want to ignore it, right? If it shows 2 different things. One, that you care enough about this job position to have either thought about this ahead of time or to really be interested in this job position. Right? If you don't have any questions, it makes it look like you don't care. You're just there to pass the test. This is for you not only to get a sense of what's going on at work, get a better idea about this job role, get a better idea about things that are going on at work that you might not have understood before just based off of the job listing. The other thing this shows is your preparation. Ask thoughtful questions. That shows your personality. Right? There's a book called Good Leaders Ask Great Questions, because the quality of your question actually shows a lot about your character. So even if you already know the answer, you're going to ask a question, just like you wouldn't ask a yes or no question and expect a full answer. You want to ask a thoughtful question that's going to elicit a response that's actually worthwhile. These are the questions that you really need to have in your back pocket ahead of time. You don't want to go into an interview and get blindsided by this questions because there's no reason to. These are going to get asked, so prepare an answer ahead of time. Prepare a couple answers ahead of time. That's it for the top 5 questions that you're going to get asked at your interview. If you want to know more questions that you're going to get asked, if you want to know some detailed answers for these 5 questions and others, how to build that response so that the interviewers like your answer the best, how to use the STAR format, how to put together questions and answers ahead of time so that you never walk into an interview blind. If you're interested in this, please check out some of my other videos where I go into a lot more detail about each of these questions.